All right, you guys, here we are at Admiral Dewey, and I'm just going to start by panning the street. And I can just tell you that this is a vastly superior location in almost any imaginable way to the last house. It doesn't matter to me that this house is not as updated as the last house, because it's all about quality of location, right? So this neighborhood street looks very quiet and squared away. No issues. So as I turn my attention to the house, first I see that there's backyard access for any kind of vehicle or recreational toy. This is a crepe myrtle right here that is coming into blossom. This is a fruitless mulberry here. I think it is fruitless. Most of them are. And approaching the entry courtyard. So, in my humble estimation, if one were to pay a contractor to simply make this entry square, the weird look would just go away, because this arch, you know, it's a little bit archy. We haven't spent a lot of time together, but I can tell you one of the things that I really love is an entry courtyard, and this one does it really well. I would have this set up as a private, cool sitting area. Of course, the sun goes this way, so this shade just grows throughout the afternoon. But you've got these really mature plantings in here, which are going to provide morning shade. Anyway, this is really pleasant. It provides a sense of security, and it's another place for outdoor living. The stucco looks pretty good. I'm looking for chips, I'm looking for cracks, I'm looking for flakes, and I just don't see any of that. It's common for stucco to crack at corners. This looks pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that this would be done in the last 5 years. Okay, so here we are in the entryway. We've got a fun New Mexico mosaic happening here on the floor. And so the way this house works is from the entryway, you can head straight into what I'm going to call the formal spaces. There's a formal living and a formal dining room. Then to my left are the bedrooms, and to my right is the kitchen and the family room with the fireplace. So I'm just going to go straight for now into this space. And this is a large room. I'm going to say that's 25 feet down to that wall. So certainly plenty of room for a nice big dining set. And the room is only defined by this arch here. So it really doesn't matter how big it was. You could have it come this way. I mean, there's lots of room in here. This would be fine for TV and so forth, especially if you converted the other living area to kid space, because the other living area opens out to the backyard. A couple skylights in here. This flooring appears to be ceramic tile. It looks like wood, but it is not. Okay, so across the hallway is the breakfast nook and the kitchen. So the breakfast nook looks out onto the courtyard. And there is the kitchen. So a reasonable arrangement. I just want workspace around my cooktop. There it is. This, of course, is dishes. I see they've had a couple showings. And I do see some updates in here. For example, none of this is original. The appliances are not original, but these appliances are starting to get old, this double oven situation. The microwave appears to be a little more modern, as does the cooktop. as does the fridge. This is kind of a fancy fridge. And I don't have my sheet right now to tell you if this thing stays or not. But my guess is that it does because it's here and this is an empty house. So off the kitchen, we've got laundry, but first the pantry. And this is a reasonably deep pantry, right? The door is at an angle, but it actually goes back there a little ways. So a decent pantry for the age of the house. Laundry, there it is. And then there's a half bath off of the laundry, so anybody down on this end of the house doesn't really need to travel very far. Now I'm compelled to talk about something here, which is that this house has refrigerated air. It's updated heating and cooling that is delivered through ducts that are in the floor. And that, of course, is normal. The reason I'm bringing it up is because ducts that are encased in cement, which these ones are subject to a variety of problems. And so I can go into that in more detail later, but the real point is that if you buy a house that has ducts in the floor, we always have them camera scoped. Garage, a very normal two-car garage. And just for comparison, this is not an insulated door. Just like that last house did have an insulated door. We've got our water heater in the corner here. And we see a green tag. "2020. So that is, I'm not going to call it new, but I am going to call it newer. Workspace out here in the garage. And that door goes out to the side yard where the vehicle gate was. That's the east side of the house. Leftover flooring. A very normal and acceptable two-car garage. All right, coming out of the garage, passing back through the kitchen. I'm going to take a closer look at these cabinet doors since we talked about them. Yeah, so these carcasses are very normal. And you see how the hardware is simply just mounted right to the face. There's really nothing going on that is exotic with this hardware. So it would not be terribly complicated to do modern faces, because these are rather old school, and that's a way that you could really bump the look of the kitchen. 3 things I would do in here. I'd replace these countertops because although they're in good shape, they are Formica. I mean, they would work for years. They're fine. They're just not very sexy. I would do a backsplash, and I would redo these cabinets by replacing the doors. And I think this kitchen would elevate significantly in its general aesthetic. And that, of course, is a far less expensive kitchen redo than what we're talking about over at Opportunity. Do I love this kitchen? No. Do I hate it? No. It's serviceable, right? And I think you could even grow it a little bit. You know, when you're doing your remodel, you could add a little bit of cabinetry here. Take down that wallpaper. Maybe put some fancier lights, little things to bump it up. But I wouldn't go crazy because this isn't your forever house, right? It's just a place you have to live for a while. Okay, so kitchen, formal spaces, and then down the hall to our family room / kid room / Dan's office, because you could always put a door here and make this a totally private space. There is a sprinkler timer, but like so often we see these mounted on the interior of the house because it's a retrofit, right? They came in and did it later. And for whatever reason, that was the best location for the timer. That is a real fireplace, not a gas fireplace. But I do see that there's a gas log lighter. So here's how this works. This pipe right here brings the gas and lights the log. So you put the wood in there, you turn on the gas using this valve right here, and the gas lights the logs, and then you turn off the gas, and you didn't have to mess with any kindling or paper. It's just convenient. Some built-in bookshelves, and a beamed tongue and groove ceiling, which, you know, adds a nice effect. It's a nicer finish. All right, I'm heading out to the backyard just because I'm here by these big doors. This is north facing, so what that means is that this patio is shady 24/7, 365. Always shady out here. Nice mature planting. I believe that is a juniper bush, juniper tree. I don't know what this is, but it's big and nice looking. Maybe some kind of maple. Not sure about this one either, but it's big. And let's go spy on the neighbor. Looks pretty squared away to me. Here's the electric service. And I believe this has been upgraded from the original. In fact, for comparison, you see next door the neighbor's electric box. That is original. And this is updated, upgraded. And that was primarily done, I believe, to support the air conditioning system, because those need pretty good power. And you don't get to install those without first bringing up the capacity of the house's electric. Got this old metal shed back here. And here's our reverse angle on the RV parking, if you will. Again, the stucco looks fantastic. I don't see any cracks or chips or funky business. And this appears to have been installed correctly. You know, we see so many of these add-on patio covers that just look terrible, that are not done well, or, you know, undersized materials, and this looks like it was professionally done to me. Very squared away. It's got lights and fans. And this is a third living room, you know, 8 months out of the year, because it's so pleasant outdoors here in the shade. And I would submit that this is enough room for the boys to run back and forth. You know, it's no soccer field, but it's definitely enough to do some romping. All right, I'm coming back into the family room, and I'm gonna head down the hallway to the bedrooms. So again, for orientation, front door, formal living and dining, family room, kitchen. First door on the right, we got a linen. Whoop, totally wrong. That is a coat closet, not linen. Here's our fun, modern, digital thermostat, which I'm sure went in to support this fun, modern HVAC system. And of course, Trane is a known quality brand. This all looks like a pretty darn good install. I'm no HVAC guy, but I've seen enough of these to know what a bad install looks like. Next door on the left, there's the linen closet. It's kind of a side-by-side. We don't see that configuration very often. First door on the right is the master bedroom. And the master bedroom is reasonable size. There's certainly enough room for a king bed, a couple dressers, maybe even a little sitting area on one side. There are 3 closets in here. There's this one right here, which is sort of a normal closet with some shelving and a clothing rack behind a pocket door. And then over here we've got a normal closet with 2 racks. And then down here we have double wide with rack and shelves. This would be for longer hanging things here. Opposite the closets we have the vanity, single vanity. This is a material called cultured marble. This is the same stuff that's in the shower over at Freedom Way. This just has a different swirl pattern. It's more beige. It kind of made to look like stone. More linen storage in here. And then down at this end, commode and shower. They've done one of these frameless glass doors, which I am a fan of. And this looks like it was probably done in the last 5 years or so. It looks pretty darn good. Modern trim. Okay, that's the master. I should probably mention there's a skylight in here. All right, leaving the master, heading down the hallway to the rest of the bedrooms now. Bedroom on the left. This one looks out onto the entry courtyard, which is nice. All the light and outdoors, but all the security as well. Double closet. Hall bath on the right. Same basic finish as the master. Some minor updates in here, like the light and this. That's not original. The rest of it is pretty original. I see they did the shower trim. That's not original. But the enclosure is, the tub probably is, the floor has been done. You know, it's clean, it's functional and perfect for the boys, you know, can't really mess this up. It's not fancy and exotic. Linen closet down here. This is bedroom number 3 here. And clearly they used it as an office. This is a good sized room that could easily accommodate a bed set or an office set. And it also looks onto the front courtyard, but has this small window to the street. So this is that's south facing, by the way. Crossing the hallway into the last bedroom. And I think this is the only room in the house that has carpet. So I see that the windows, for the most part, appear to be original. These are double pane windows, and you can see the little seal membrane or the seal aluminum trim piece in there between the 2 pieces of glass. They are not modern vinyl double pane windows, but they are double pane nonetheless, so there is some benefit to that. They're not ancient. Yeah, this is a nice house. It feels good in here. Plenty of space, lots of flexibility in the way you use it. And most importantly, not on a busy road. Thank you very much. Okay guys, thanks. Talk soon. Okay, bye.